thank you to our sponsors, being the point of that video. We've been doing base events for quite a while now, yeah. So thank you to our sponsors who are keeping this going. Try to use it as sort of a dividing line between the hardcore work we all do sitting around making the standards, and which is also fun, and then having fun like this. So today I'm going to give you a little bit of an introduction, and then we have 3 presentations before break from Georgios, Marcel, and Eric. But yeah, why me? I ask myself this question a lot. Like, how did you get here? And I always like to say that, like, you think you go back and you're like, oh, wow, you got pretty lucky. And it's like, no, there were very many conscious choices that got me here. I am the director of technical marketing at QA Cafe. We are the creators of the CD router test platform that many of you use. And I am also the co-director of the connected user work area. I am also the BBF marketing chair now, as of 4 days ago. And I am also the host of the Epic Melon podcast, which I try to have as many of people like you on as possible so that people can understand the normal human beings that make the internet go. Why do we call it connected user? So the end user is the one we care about. That's the whole reason why we're doing this, right? It is a nice consequence that we get to make money while we do that. They have more devices than ever before, and more devices than ever before are now connected devices, things that we never predicted would be. And that goes for the manufacturers of those devices too. They never predicted they'd be connected. They never predicted they would have to have, support life cycles and all that stuff. So now we have to deal with it. Luckily, there are also more connected applications than ever before. So people are using that broadband connection for everything. And I always found this a little weird, well, not weird, but sobering, that our industry exploded during COVID versus every other industry, which did not, which is, good for us, bad for everybody else, but we are here where we are now. And as a result, those networks have become more complicated. And so we need to do something about all that. And we have an interesting problem. And that is that internet connectivity, and Wi-Fi in particular, was originally a consumer product. And it came from the consumers. And then the operators had nothing to do with it originally. I was talking about this yesterday. They originally had nothing to do with it. You would make a phone call. And they were like, great, I'm getting paid for a phone call. And the same with Wi-Fi. So we, as an industry, have been dealing with managing that experience of a world that is kind of in between something that is actually a delivered service versus something that is theirs as a consumer product. So again, how do we help providers give and get the most value from those people who pay them? And that's what we do in Connected User, and those are all the things we're going to talk about today. It is working. We have always talked about the footprint of Tier 6.9 being billions of devices, and USP is growing very rapidly, and we'll talk about that a lot today. We have standardized device management, especially around these new applications and new network topologies, managed Wi-Fi, multi-IP networks. There are many BBF 398 certified devices, kind of setting the bar for Wi-Fi performance. And we have been interacting very well with the rest of the community, other SDOs, the open source community, to make all this work. This is the first of a couple stats I'm going to show you today from an OMDIA report. We did the last one in 2023. This one is we just are actually still kind of in the process of doing. But this is some of the preliminary data. And that report's coming out on October, so don't share any of this information to them. 98% of the 116 operators from all over the world have said they plan on deploying USP. That's all I got to say about that. It's not easy. It's not straightforward. I'm not going to say it's just like everybody flipping a switch, and we will talk about some of those things today too. But it's good news.